We're being joined today by Michigan attorney Eric Melder, who's going to discuss some of the basics of Michigan divorce law. Mr. Melder, thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Michigan is a no-fault divorce state. What exactly does no-fault divorce mean?
Well, that's a great question. What that means is that in this state, there doesn't need to be fault or a reason to get a divorce. Fault is still important as far as dividing assets and things of that sort, but there doesn't need to be a reason or a fault to achieve a divorce.
Okay, so is there a residency requirement stating whether a person may file for divorce in Michigan and when and where they do that?
Yes, there definitely is. The person must be living in the state of Michigan as well as in the county. The state for 6 months and the county for at least 10 days. And once they're able to do that, they're able to file that divorce with the county that they live in.
Okay. If a person is served by their spouse with divorce papers, how long do they have to respond, and what's the next step after that?
Well, as soon as you get those papers, it's a good idea to contact an attorney who specializes in that area. You have 21 days if you've been personally served, or 28 days if you've been served by certified mail. But my suggestion is always to get in, call, or see an attorney as soon as possible so that they can help you plan your strategy and plan how you're going to respond to those allegations, which is what a complaint for divorce is.
I've heard that there are certain court fees associated with filing a divorce in Michigan. What are these fees?
Well, there are some fees. Depending on if you have children or not, it's around $150 without kids and around $230 if you have kids. Again, for most people, the fees are important, but getting that proper assistance is even more crucial.
I also understand that there's a waiting period before a Michigan divorce can be final. Is that true?
That is true. That is true. When you're dealing with children statutorily, it's a 6-month period. Sometimes that can be waived. When you're not dealing with children, it's 90 days. That usually is set in stone and will not be waived by most courts and most judges. But again, my underlying suggestion is get to an attorney right away.
In a Michigan divorce, how are home, cars, and property divided, and who's responsible for making the mortgage, car, and utility payments?
Well, that's a very interesting question because without a court order, there is no specified direction as to who's supposed to make these payments. The division, the payment maker, all that is really up to the agreement of the parties or disagreement of the parties. So getting a court order in place that says who's paying what, who's getting what as soon as possible is going to make the process a lot easier, it's going to make the process move faster, and it's going to make the parties a little less concerned about who is making those payments and who is getting those assets.
Can a person collect alimony from their spouse in Michigan?
Why, certainly, certainly. Alimony, often called spousal support now, is definitely still available. You look at a number of factors to determine if it's appropriate, and in some cases it is, and in some cases it isn't. That's why you really want an attorney who has done this and who understands the process so that they can explain to you the likelihood of achieving alimony or the likelihood of not achieving alimony.
Thank you so much, Mr. Melder. Due to our limitations on time, we'll have to discuss child support and child custody with you on our next segment. But before we go, is there anything important that we've missed here that you'd like to say to our viewers who are considering filing for divorce?
Thank you. I think it's very important that the people watching this video understand that having an expert in your corner is one of the most important things you can do. Divorce cases follow people around for the rest of their lives. You're talking about alimony or spousal support, you're talking about dealing with children, you're talking about assets that maybe you've worked a lifetime to achieve. Having those divided correctly, appropriately, and fairly is of utmost importance. At our firm, we have attorneys who answer the phone, we have attorneys who take the call. Please, give us a call, we can help you. The call is always free, and we can help you understand your rights in a divorce case.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Mr. Melder.
Thank you. Thank you.